The world of esports may be a mystery or something very common to you. On this, the Juhadre podcast in association with Rated R Esports, we're going to talk a lot about it. So without further ado, let's jump right into our episode.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of Juhadre.
I like how you jumped right in there and did
You're
that.
so welcome, dude. I'm in a good mood today. Today is Black Friday for those of you in the United States. I actually don't know the date because I don't care to look at the calendar.
November 29th.
Okay, with us we got I am Alvatross.
I'm Juhadre.
And I'm Zanshato.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you who listened to our last episode, Zanshato is the guy we called out saying that he was going to help us with that turducken. So, how did that actually go? You built it today.
Oh, that was...
Yeah, it actually went a lot better than I thought it would, to be honest. I was a little intimidated coming into the project, and I did some research, watched at least 5 or 6 YouTube videos, watched a couple different ways of deboning birds, and luckily we got the birds already pre-deboned.
For the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah,
yeah, that's true. We did have the duck.
The duck was the most difficult because I remember asking the guy, "Hey, can you just you want me to just tear the duck up?" What? But I didn't understand what Juhadre was telling me when he's like, "Just remove all the bones." Like, it's not a fish. You can't just take all the bones out.
No, but apparently it is possible because even the leg bones were taken out of our turkey.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to leave at least the drumsticks in there because, you rip off a drumstick and it's delicious. But no, these were floppy drumsticks because they weren't even in, what would you call those, femurs in there?
Yeah, I guess it'd be a turkey femur.
But today we want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. I know it's a week and a day late. Well, that's what the episodes come out as. But happy Thanksgiving. I hope you had a great day.
And so I think that this is actually a great opportunity. I have known Zanshato for years now, probably close to 6 or 7. Actually,
7.
A little bit longer than I've known Alvatross.
Yeah.
And one of the things we do here at my home, which we are, by the way, we're not in the office.
We're not in my office today.
And that's okay. This is going to be just a quick little episode, a chance to talk with Zanshato because he is another friend of mine that has been kind of involved in the esports scene a little bit. He's been following it. He plays the games. And unfortunately, though, your game doesn't have a competitive scene anymore.
That's a bummer.
What game is it that you play?
Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
Rip. That's right.
Rip indeed. And I always enjoyed Heroes of the Storm. I love that game.
It is a good game. I like playing that. I mean, I only play it when we do our LAN parties, but it is fun.
Yeah.
So with most esports, we actually talked about this, how something that makes an esport is an even starting ground and an even playing field. But how do you predict with Heroes of the Storm what map is going to be chosen, and how do you practice for that? Do you just have to constantly be cycling through all of them, or is there a standard map that you use?
So I would say, like, in the competitive scene, the way that they handled maps is there's 5 or 6 competitive maps, and when you draft, you actually there's almost like a coin toss where you can either choose to pick the map or you can choose to be first pick in the draft. And so a lot of times teams will come up with a map based around what kind of team comp they want to make for that map. But also they do ban out maps as well. So the first thing that's going to happen is they'll ban out a map, and then one of the 2 teams will pick which map they go to next, and then the opposite team will then start off the draft.
Okay. So sorry guys, I got whatever Albatross had.
I'm sorry, man. You shouldn't have been making out with me.
That is not funny.
That's pretty funny.
It's pretty
pretty loud.
funny.
It's pretty loud.
It's pretty funny. But
we're both married to very beautiful women.
we're all 3 married to very beautiful women. Let's put that. But I will be coughing and clearing my throat a lot because I'm on the last stages. Mine only lasted a day or 2.
He's got the black lung today.
And so it's not quite as random as I was thinking. in that draft. And so, what else makes it? Why is the map so important? I just mentioned that they are different, and you said that there were 5 or 6 different.
Yeah.
Like, what makes those unique?
So each map has its own type of objective. So, for example, we'll take Dragon Knight as an example. On that map, there are 3 lanes. On the top lane, you have a shrine. On the middle lane, you have the Dragon Knight. And on the bottom lane, you have another shrine. Periodically, probably like once every 5 minutes, the game will call out and say, now is time to unleash the Dragon Knight. And the objective is that your team has to take control of the top shrine and the bottom shrine, and then someone from your team has to go up into the middle lane and channel on the Dragon Knight. And the difficulty is making sure that your team is all working in unison so that you're capable of channeling that Dragon Knight. Otherwise, someone will get caught out of position, and the moment one person dies, there's a good chance that the other team can take control of those shrines. They then can go in and channel the Dragon Knight. So once you channel the Dragon Knight, the objective is to push down the lane, destroy one of the keeps, and then ultimately push to the core.
Right. And so that's not every map.
No,
that's just that. This is
It's
the
just
one map
the one.
that's subjective.
Yeah.
And so what's interesting there is when talking League of Legends or Smite or any other competitive MOBA, you typically ban counter picks to your, what you want to pick
For sure.
in terms of champions. But in Heroes of the Storm, when you're basing your draft completely around a map and the objectives around that, how do you think that changes draft?
A lot. So, for example, on Dragon Knight, you really want to make sure that you're drafting some globals. Characters that have the capability of going from top lane all the way down to bottom lane immediately. So the idea is you may want to pick a comp that's going to have a strong global up top and then can push that lane, but then you have a strong 4-man team pushing bottom as hard as they can. And as soon as they see an opportunity for the top laner to immediately join the bottom lane, they just blow up the enemy team and then immediately go and channel the Dragon Knight.
Okay. So it's more based on what you want your comp to. I guess it's not actually that different, but then when you think about different arenas and things, you choose different strategies. Whereas with other games where you only have the one map, pardon me, it's a little, I want to say simpler, quote unquote, maybe.
I would say it's more predictable.
There you go.
Because if you have one map, you already know from your previous experience that there's a good chance that the enemy team is looking to draft XYZ characters. And then as soon as you see one of those characters be drafted, you have a good chance of knowing, okay, they may be going for this kind of comp, so then you start drafting that, right?
Right.
Whereas in Heroes of the Storm, yes, that does exist still, but the precursor to all of that is, okay, we're on, and say Infernal Shrines, which is a different map, and you want to draft a type of, like an enemy team that has a lot of zoning capabilities. So, like, for example, in Infernal Shrine, the objective is a shrine appears, and it spawns a bunch of little minions. And once you destroy all of those minions, a big demon comes out of a portal and is going to push down a particular lane. So you are going to be facing off against the enemy team, and whoever gets the most minions first, so I think it's like 30 minions, whoever kills 30 minions first wins that objective. Well, on that particular map, it's great to have zoning tools where you're zoning out the enemy team so that way you're the one that's getting all of the minions.
Right. I like that. Isn't that kind of what you did at dinner today, Alvatross? You kind of zoned everyone out and made sure you got the best pickings?
No, I went straight for that piece of meat that was just skin.
Yeah, I got one of those as well.
Oh man, and then that was actually pretty funny because I was using that butter knife at first, and then it wasn't going nowhere because it wasn't getting through the skin.
Yeah, that duck skin's pretty tough.
Dude, it was pretty tough.
Yeah.
And then I started using my utility knife, and then
You pulled your work knife out and cut on my wife's plates. Like
it wasn't touching the plate.
She about lost it.
I know, it was funny, but I wasn't actually touching the plate. But then I just gave up on that because that wasn't working either. So I just shoved it in my mouth.
That's what I did.
Yeah, and then I had to go wash my face up there. But
yeah,
that duck had way too much. I know, we just totally went off topic. Like,
Oh,
I don't play enough Heroes of the Storm.
No worries.
I noticed you were kind of just like lolling off and staring
Well,
at things
it's not
around.
a game that I play very often. Like
Right.
I'll play it at a LAN party, but it's just not my cup of tea.
And you know what? It's as fun as it is. Like we said, there isn't really an esports presence anymore, and so putting large practice into it, if you are looking to that, would only benefit you in changing games.
Yeah, if you're in Europe, there's still a community for that where they put on tournaments.
Oh, there's still that here where
know.
people do the tournament here.
Yeah.
It's just it's not super competitive like Overwatch or the League of Legends or what they're trying to do with like Call of Duty or Modern Warfare right now.
Yeah, I hear you.
So it's just not as big.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I played it. It's a fun game. I suck at it, but I still play.
You don't suck. You're new.
No, I suck at that game, but I still play because you know what? It's fun. And I'm always wondering, like, hey, just go. And I'm like, I'm the sacrificed.
Yeah.
So next week they're releasing like the #1 all-time requested hero for that game,
Which is
Deathwing,
Oh,
the Destroyer.
I don't know. I was just I was just an archer. I don't remember.
So you get to play a full-blown black dragon.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
And
Like you said, this next week.
yeah, next week.
Okay.
And what's great about him, he's a super interesting character. The way that he works is starts out where he's always unstoppable. So you can't stun him.
really?
You can't stun him. He can't be rooted. He's just unstoppable constantly. He starts off with 40 armor against everything. And then he has armor plates. And so as you wear down his health, he'll go down to 30 armor, 20 armor, 10 armor.
Oh, what? So the harder you hit him, the harder you hit him.
Yeah.
That's kind of I get it. I understand.
So,
like I said, I played the game.
No, that wasn't what I meant. Like, you see what I did there? The harder you hit him, because you knock off one of those armor plates.
Yeah. Exactly. And so the other interesting thing about him is that he can't be healed. He can't be healed by anyone in the game. He can't receive buffs from anyone in the game.
Yeah.
So basically, you're a dragon. You just get to walk around and do your own thing.
I like that a lot.
And so
I actually might just jump in just to
you should I've been playing on the PTR. It's pretty legit.
I'm gonna suck awesomely at this.
No, that's what.
But he's like. It sounds like honestly, he would be like your character because
the thing is, I would be good at the game if I played. Like Juhadre, you see me. Anytime I start playing a game, I'm really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't play that one. But okay, you know what? Next week when this comes out, it's gonna be this week.
Nice.
I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna play it. I'll jump on.
Jump on, give him a shot. He'll be good. Yeah, he's crazy. He's got 6 abilities. So
and wait, you normally have how many abilities?
4.
Like 4? 3
so
or 4?
yeah,
3 or 4 depending on who you are.
So you have your Q, W, E, R.
Yeah.
There are always 2 options for R.
Yep.
And some of the innates or passives.
Well, it's the ones you get to select as you level up.
Yeah. So he doesn't really have.
See, I told you I've played.
So he does have those as well. So the way that he works is this: he has 2 forms that he can transition back and forth
From like Red Eyes Black Dragon.
So
I'm sorry. That's like exactly what I've been thinking about this whole time. Is like they're just like that's what he's gonna look like. They're just Red Eyes Black Dragon from what Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah,
that's what I'm imagining
Wow.
in my head as I'm like thinking about this.
Yeah. So it's kind of like this. His Q is always the same. It's a fire breath.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's a channeled ability. But then you can transform between Destroyer form or World Breaker form. And basically you're...
What's the difference there?
So-
It's essentially the same thing.
So in Destroyer form, your W is this AoE Incinerate that just kind of burns everybody. And then your E is a lunge, where you're lunging on people.
Okay.
And then once you go into World Breaker form, your W becomes like this AoE pool that just stays on the ground for like 8 seconds.
So it just stays there in one area instead of kind of going with you.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And it's like kind of like a zoning tool.
Yeah.
And then your E is you slam your paws on the ground and you kind of put out like these two lines that are parallel to each other, like fiery lines, and they stun people.
Oh, holy crap!
That actually sounds really cool. That would be really useful.
Yeah.
I mean, you start stunning people and just go right
and
on
you
past
just
them.
breathe fire on them.
I mean, you're just
Easy peasy, dude.
Right, Red Eyes Black Dragon. Here we come.
So his ult, the other thing is he starts out with his ult.
Oh.
So at level 1 he starts out with an ult, but it doesn't. The way that the game works is it's on cooldown immediately from the beginning of the game, so it really kind of becomes available.
You're going to have to build it up.
Yeah, you don't have to build it up or anything, but
Okay.
he's got Cataclysm for his ultimate, where basically he just flies over people and just lays a swath of fire on the ground.
My gosh, this sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So maybe we're not playing Diablo tonight.
No, this is next week.
That's right. It comes out next week. You're right.
I
Yeah,
could, I
this
could jump
comes
on
out-
the PTR. I could show you on the PTR.
No, I think we...
No, you'd have to
We'd have to
download it.
download
the
that's true,
PTR.
that's true.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
okay, so now here's the next question. So is it just one person per team can play that, or is it one person per game? Or can everybody,
So
pick and
it
just
depends
have-
on the game type, right? If you were to jump into like a competitive rank play, yeah, it's going to be one person.
So only one person on the team,
On the-
or like on the field?
on the team.
On the
Okay.
field.
Okay, so you could technically have two dragons on the field.
In ranked, like he was saying, you can have one on the field.
Yeah, one on the field.
In casual play, you don't draft or ban or anything. You just pick what hero you want to play and go.
Yeah, okay,
So then you can
that's
have
what
two.
we played. We just played
Yeah.
the
Quick match.
classic.
Yeah.
Quick match, like you said. And so
Yeah.
then you can have one on each team.
Yeah.
Only
in
up
that,
to one.
particular.
So how does that work? If is it just because so if you're playing ranked, it switches okay, you have the ability to have that, or then it switches now you can have it, or
So you draft. So basically, when you play, when you are in rank, basically you're drafting out your heroes
From the same pool as
from
your
the same
opponent.
pool as your opponent, and then you have opportunities to ban out heroes and then select your heroes.
okay, so kind of like the same thing as League of Legends when they do. Okay,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
makes sense. I'm
You're
80% on the same page.
you're getting
It's
on the
because
same
I don't
page.
play League of
Yeah.
Legends, and I'm
I know.
I'm just not going to.
I know. So
I will watch, but I will not play.
I love that you came here to, not
let's-
to do this.
Let's give some background on this. We told him about the podcast. He's like, yeah, let's do it. And then I was like, you want to be on it? Let's go.
Well, what's even funnier is you said, you
okay,
can come
if
down
you
if you...
you can come down if you want.
But you have to be
quiet.
And I was like, what?
Well, I didn't know if you wanted to, we didn't announce anything last time, but no big deal. I don't mind having guests.
No,
really don't.
I love having
I mean,
guests.
it's a little awkward when you guys start talking about a game that I'm like, I don't play.
Then
that.
insert yourself into the conversation.
Okay, let me insert myself. I had 5 pieces of pie today.
Well, there you go.
There you go. It has nothing to do with the video game.
It doesn't matter.
you ate 11 pieces of pie.
Oh my gosh, dude, I had 11 pieces of pie yesterday. So, okay, let me get background.
That's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I had 2 Thanksgiving... Thanksgiving lunch, because my gluten-free family had sandwiches.
Yikes.
I don't get it. Why they didn't even... And everybody's like, oh, you're going to do lettuce wraps? There was no lettuce.
Then how do you have a sandwich that's gluten-free without lettuce?
I don't know. They had regular bread, and I didn't even take any bread.
Huh.
I'm not a bread fan. My family knows that. They bought the bread for me, and I'm like, I don't eat bread. Come on. I don't like it. Very rare. But then I went to my in-laws, and I ate there. And then 3 hours went by, and then my mother-in-law always makes pies every year. She made 28 pies this year.
Good grief.
She does it every year, but she enjoys it. She gets help. My wife helped her out.
Still, though.
And the cool thing is she makes them all from scratch. It's not, I made a pie. I just stuck in the oven and cleaned them. No, she makes them from scratch. But every year, everybody's like, oh, I'm going to eat the most. The thing is I know my wife's family. They don't eat that much. They're a bunch of pansies. Now, it's adorable because they think they can eat more than me, but no, they can't. I had 11 pieces of pie. They're over here eating the kid slice because you slice a normal slice in half. That does not count. I ate 3 slices. I'm like, no, you ate 1.5, dude. You had the kid size. I'm over here no, I had 1 slice of pumpkin. I had each of the bananas. She had one that was the banana pudding and then a regular banana. I had 2 slices of pumpkin pie. I really like pumpkin pie.
Yeah,
Let's be honest,
Me too.
if you don't, you're wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know people that don't, and I understand it, and I don't know why. I just love it. But,
yeah.
I mean, she had coconut pie. She had some key lime pie. She had 2 different types of chocolate pie. No, it wasn't dark chocolate and regular chocolate. I know what you're thinking. No, it was 2 different kinds of chocolate.
I'm not the only
And then
one
I had-
coughing.
I know, it's because I'm talking a lot. I'm still trying to get over this freaking cough from the cold. But and then I'm gonna go back for a second. So there was another weird one that's like it's a Mennonite dish of some kind.
Mennonite?
That-
Like
Oh, Mennonite, yeah, like.
Oh yeah, so you know what kind of pie I'm talking about. There's like a bunch of nutmeg and cinnamon on top of it.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty good. It's weird if it's an acquired taste,
Okay.
but it's good in my opinion because I've acquired the taste.
There you go.
Yeah.
But I had 11 slices of pie, and I felt so fat, which is funny because I'm going to the beach in less than a week.
Yeah.
And you've been feeding me nothing but crap today.
So what was the favorite thing that you had tonight?
It has to be that turducken.
Okay.
No. Let's go more specific.
I was gonna say
The turkey, the duck, or the chicken.
Yeah.
I love duck.
Right?
I have always loved it. Like, my wife and I went to this place called The Melting Pot, downtown Salt Lake. Excuse me. It's fondue. The whole menu is fondue. And every time we go, I get the duck.
It's so fun to do it, isn't it?
All right.
Oh, yes. Oh, man. I'm sorry. Juhadre's been cracking them off all day. It is my turn.
And you got a good one.
I
That's a really
know,
good
man.
one.
But
But yeah, I loved that duck. I thought it was delicious.
what about you?
I'm gonna actually go with the sweet potatoes.
Heck yeah.
Oh,
I was
didn't
blown
get any
away.
of those.
I was blown
What?
away by them.
No,
to
I
be
didn't get any of
honest.
those.
It was good.
Are they
Were they
gone?
good?
Or
No, they're upstairs.
Okay, I'm gonna
They're
have
good.
to try some. I will try
Because
some.
I've never had sweet potatoes like that. It was okay. I think it was like mashed potatoes, but she had pecans in them.
See, okay, my wife's cousin makes something like that where she caramelizes pecans and sticks it right
Yeah.
inside.
And then they like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
topping. I don't know what
Yeah,
that
then you
topping
put it right
was.
on top. It's so good. Okay.
Well, there was like a nutty brown sugary.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was on top. It was fantastic.
I think what they did is they just stick some more pecans and brown sugar and they blend it up with some
Yeah.
like butter, and it's kind of like it's kind of like what you use for like a graham cracker crust, but
Yeah.
they put it
It
on
was
top
good.
and bake it. It's so good. I am gonna be a fat man one day.
Yeah. I mean, let's be
Yeah.
honest, the three of us will. All three of us, we're all pretty
Oh
susceptible
man,
to
I
it.
eat so much food.
But what was your favorite, Albatross? You're the only one who hasn't answered
Oh
yet.
man, dude, I don't know, man. Probably my wife's face because she was so happy when she tasted
Yikes.
the duck. Okay, no, seriously. Okay, I didn't eat my wife's face, but I'm a really, really big fan of the green bean casserole. I
That
don't
was
know
actually
why.
That was
really
good
good.
too.
It's always really
It
good.
was good.
I mean, this is the only time of year I actually have it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's funny because I want to say Thanksgiving.
It's the only time you have
is
certain
really
foods.
that I'll have a green bean casserole. Right?
Yeah, I mean, any other time of year, like it's
Yeah,
green
I'm
bean
not gonna do that,
casserole.
yeah.
I mean, like you're not even having like what?
Oh, I think that it was the cream of mushroom soup in there.
Is that what it is? It's
I'm
so
pretty sure
good.
that's what it was.
It's like the
Yeah.
same thing as when I go to
It's
my
good.
family or my wife's family. Thanksgiving is the only time I will make bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers, and they always want them.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's something that's good like that. You don't want to make too often because you're just gonna be like,
Yeah.
I've had it too much.
Exactly.
Once a year, you get thankful for it.
Exactly. You look
It's-
forward to it
Yeah, I mean, just like Black Friday dinner at Juhadre's. I mean,
Yeah.
you look forward to it.
for
Yeah.
sure.
That's something. And I gotta be, I'm gonna be the cheesy one, but it's moments like these that make me so thankful for what I have.
Are you gonna start doing podcasts now?
Oh my
like
God.
every Black Friday? Is that like a new tradition? Is that what you're
You
saying?
know what? We're gonna
Wait,
do
wait,
it. Yeah,
Albatross?
yes.
So we record every Friday.
Yes, we do every Friday. Consistency.
Okay.
Episode 2.
Episode 2, we talked about consistency, and I said every single Friday, without fail, we will be recording.
Which means this next week in California.
Yeah, we'll be in
I'll
a
be bringing
hotel.
mine because mine's more portable than yours.
That is correct.
So
I
you
almost
just-
bought a second one.
I know, dude. It was a good deal, but that camera's only got a 78-degree view. I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be good for you with your streaming, but
Right. It wasn't worth it at the time, though. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it, I think, for this episode.
so we want to thank you for coming along.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
So, do you have a Twitter at all?
I don't.
Well, dang it.
Do you know your hashtag on Blizzard?
Not off the top of my head.
Darn it! Go ahead and hit us up at Juhadre.
At Alvatross17. Again, that's Albatross with a V, not a B.
The more you bring it up,
You're
the more-
welcome, Cam. Oh, I have an announcement, okay?
That's
this one
right, that's
actually
right.
goes out to a special acquaintance of mine. We have yet to shake hands. Proden, I love you, but it's snowing, and I want you to know I love it.
Oh my gosh, you must have seen something on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. He was like, it's snowing, and I was like, I love it. He was like, get out.
Don't forget to check out ratederesports.com, the YouTube page, and on Twitter at rated_R_esports.
And we really do respond to all these. It's amazing.
I will, yes.
No, we actually just got some.
We got some what?
Some people talking to us on Twitter.
I mean, someone guessed royal blue for my favorite color.
No, somebody started talking to me about the kid with the video game stuff.
When? You didn't tell me about this.
You're always so busy! Anyways, we're going to end on that note.